And joining now is former acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf. He was instrumental in implementing President Trump's border policies, and he is with us now. Secretary, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for being here. Good morning to you. Do you agree with what you just heard from Ted Cruz as the three most important things that Biden did to overturn Trump policies and, in fact, in doing so, cause this surge at the border?
Well, the senator's certainly right. Those three measures certainly impacted the surge that we see now. And I would add on to that the fact that the administration is not enforcing a Title 42 CDC public health order on minors is contributing directly to the surge that we see in minors today. Over 6,000 in CBP custody. We will see historic numbers of minors coming into the country over the next several months because of the Biden administration's specific measure not to employ that public health order for minors. Remember this, Maria, they're using this public health authority to turn around single adults. They're even using it to turn around some families who have minors. They are even turning around minors back to Mexico, but they will not turn around minors back to the Northern Triangle, put them on planes and reunite them with their families, which is what we did during the Trump administration. This is having a very significant effect on the surge that we see with minors. And certainly the Remain in Mexico program, or MPP, is certainly contributing to the surge that we see with family units and the catch and release that the senator talked about.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important to go through this, and you know, we know that Joe Biden carved out an exception for families that have minors, families with a 6-year-old or younger, and like, you know, just like that, we suddenly see families with 6-year-olds or younger, but they're renting these kids, right? It's not even their kids. They just are trying to have the cookie cutter that Joe Biden said he'll let in.
What we know is that the cartels and the smugglers and the traffickers are very sophisticated, and they listen to public pronouncements and they know our policies and procedures. So when the Biden administration starts to carve out different populations and groups of individuals, those are exactly, as you indicated, those are the groups of individuals we start seeing at the border because that's who they go and recruit. But at the end of the day, the administration right now is not enforcing there is no immigration consequence to illegal behavior. They're simply treating this as a capacity issue. So they're building more facilities. They're trying to process more individuals through, and they're not holding individuals accountable for that illegal behavior. And that's what you have to do at the end of the day to stop the crisis and the surge that we see on the border. So there's going to be a number of policies that are going to need to be changed and enforced if we want to see an end to this.
So what are the border agents telling you on the ground? One of my sources on the border told me that there will be 5,000 agents retiring and that the Biden administration is not going to replace them. It seems like our officials on the ground, those people on the front lines, Border and Customs Patrol, are dealing with this with their hands tied behind their backs. Customs and Border Patrol Chief Hastings tweeted that this year alone, Rio Grande Valley sector agents found more than 860 criminal aliens, including 92 sex offenders, 64 members of violent gangs. So they're dealing with this on the ground. Representative Henry Cuellar from Texas said thousands are being released into Texas on the honor system without court information or notices to appear. So you've got some really tough, dealings that our border agents have to face off. Meanwhile, you've got 5,000 of them about to retire.
Yeah, it's absolutely frustrating for Border Patrol agents today, and I've talked to several of them. Those in the Rio Grande Valley, the RGV, which is sort of ground zero for where a lot of this surge is occurring, almost half of them are no longer on the border doing that national security mission. They're back at Border Patrol stations, caring and feeding for these thousands of individuals in their facilities. That's not what they signed up for. That's not their training. Their training is to enforce the law, making sure that drugs, contraband, and other illegal migrants are not coming into the country. Over half of them in RGV are not doing that today. So I think that's why you see perhaps an increase in the number of criminals and others, because we know the cartels will take advantage of that. But at the end of the day, I think there's also our Border Patrol agents listen to TV, listen to television, and some of the announcements and pronouncements that are coming from DHS leadership as well as the White House. And so when they hear that leadership saying the border is closed, the border is secure, they know that's a lie. They know that's a lie, and I believe there's a loss of confidence in both departmental leadership as well as in the White House with your line agents at the Border Patrol.
Yeah, and that has massive unintended consequences. Real quick, who do you think is in charge? Joe Biden said Kamala Harris is in charge of the border. She said, no, I'm not taking that on. I'm just doing diplomacy.
Well, it's very confusing. You have a DHS secretary, you have a southern border coordinator out of the White House, you have a vice president, you have an envoy from the State Department. It's all very confusing. And what this tells you is that there's a lot of high-level individuals from the administration focused on this because of the crisis and because of the historic nature of what we're seeing at the border.
Unbelievable. Well, we'll see if they make a change and take a mea culpa and reinstitute President Trump's and your guidelines and policies, which fix the situation for a time. Chad Wolf, it's great to have you this weekend. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.